Yo, yo, Jared James 4 here. I'm gonna make a Martin build video. Yeah, Martin. Just for fun, I guess. Martin. So, let's talk about Martin. I feel like there's like two ways. I guess there's a bunch of different ways you could really play him. I think the most two effective is to full counter creatures or to full counter guns. Uh, You can kind of go with both. You could do like flashy thing, but also have USBs on Martin, which would be a counter to both. Or you could just straight up counter either. Martin's kind of fun to solo queue with sometimes, but solo queue is also always a pain no matter what. But yeah, enhance, it's a higher cooldown than rapid cooldown, and the zombies stay flash longer. Rapid cooldown, the one I use, just so you can spam it. Shockwave's also another good one. I used to use this a lot. It's still really good, but the cooldown is higher, so yeah. Shock Mine. All his mines are good. Martin's actually one of the characters who most of his skills are actually good in some sort of way. But all of his mines are good, whether you want to use Shock, Flame, or Signal Jammer. Shock is obviously good against creatures. Flame Mine's good for Ivies, dogs, and I mean they're still not bad on creatures. But it's also good for bioweapons. You can just place them everywhere, and if the Nemesis or Mr. X or Birkin hits it, I mean you can even use it on Yat to free someone from getting devoured. So I like to use the flame mines just because it's more universal. Signal Jammer, also one of my favorites, to be honest with you. I used to use this a lot. I used to play a Signal Jammer with energy drink, 2 energy drinks, and I think Book of Wisdom. Yeah, I did that. And then I can't remember what else I did. But this will give you your mines back in 22 seconds instead of 45. I think it's like 22 and a half. But I used to just run around with 22-second signal jammers, placing that shit everywhere. It was hilarious. um, but yeah, signal jammer is good against like trap builds, ambush. It's good against D-field. If you suspect that he's going to put a D-field on a certain door, you could put your signal jammer down. He can't get you. Same with like cores, terminals, all that shit. It's good against ambush. Good against creature efficiency. Good against Alex even. Like anything where the mastermind wants to spam on your feet, especially. This is amazing. Like infection Alex. If you can get this down on a core, that means, they can't spam infectious creatures on you. They can't put Yat on you. They would have to spam outside of the radius. It's very good for traps because of this too. That is skills. Reinforce. This is if you want to run a melee build on him, you use this. Increases your crit chance and increases durability added to repaired melee weapons. This skill used to be even better at launch. I think there was only the 2 skills, so... Yeah, there was only the 2 skills, so... Martin at launch was actually a pretty wicked melee guy, but it's not really what I would run anymore. If I was gonna, I would run one of these two. The gas mask thing I've never really used. At launch especially, it wasn't useful because infection wasn't even strong at launch. So, it was like pointless to have this. Like, infection wasn't an issue anyways, so it was just melee Martin at launch. Bulletproof, great counter to Nikolai. And flashy thing, obviously, amazing counter to creatures. So depending on how you want to play him, you could go with reinforced, bulletproof, or flashy thing, but they all have kind of different builds. And then I prefer nimble just because the other things take a long time to disarm anything. And most of the time, if you're playing against like a good mastermind, if you're sitting somewhere for too long, they're gonna take advantage of that, either with a gun or placing traps beside you or creatures or whatever it may be. So, I mean, I guess you could even go with Minesweeper and just traps will not trigger when running. I've never really used this skill. EOD suit is actually pretty cool. It's almost like a Tyrone safeguard, and then you get the movement speed after, but I mean, that's actually a fun skill. I mean, this is another one where probably they're all good. So it's just kind of preference based. I like to be able to just get rid of the trap really fast. Switcheroo is good as well. If you're using signal jammers, I probably wouldn't use Switcheroo though. It's definitely better with shock or flame mines. I mean, this would be good against traps, obviously. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that one. As far as equipment goes, with this build, I like to run like a creature counter. So I do like, I guess it depends. I usually change things up. Depends also if you're USB or not. If you're USBs, you're gonna want at least USB 5, sometimes 7. If you go with 7, you might want like a spray. I usually play Martin just for fun, so if you're trying to be sweaty, like, I guess you could go... I mean, if I was just trying to be really sweaty and do USB Martin, I would probably do dog tag and a first aid spray. And this would kind of be like counter to creatures, counter to guns. You could even take out the dog tag and put in a USB 7. But right now, I'm just kind of playing like a fun fuck you creatures build where I run a mixtape or two. I think I do double mixtape and then like dog tag. And probably a spray. Or actually, I was also doing start with a flashbang just to really be like fuck you creatures. It's kind of funny. But there's a bunch of different plays you could play him. Like if you wanted to do bulletproof, if you're gonna do bulletproof Martin, I would definitely recommend being the USB user. Uh, just to get the most benefit out of it. And then I would just do the USB 5 dog tag first aid or USB 7 with a first aid or dog tag. I guess it depends on how many first aids your team runs. Like, you should have at least 2, probably 3 to be safe. And then if you have pharmacy on top of that, that obviously helps. But yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about Martin. There's other ways you could play him. Obviously, if you're going crit chance Martin, you would want to put on like melee damage, probably Iron Nails 3, dog tag, a hollow points. Skateboard or army boots also kind of nice on Martin because he's slow. Any other good equipment? Nah, I mean, you could even, I guess, if you really wanted to troll infection, you could go gas mask Martin with a gas mask. Yeah. Does that do anything? Maybe even do NBC suit as well. You could, the other way you could do bulletproof Martin. Actually, I kind of forgot about that. If you're gonna play bulletproof Martin, T-drop. T-drop with USB 5, probably. And then, I mean, someone else should be your damage dealer. I mean, you're gonna have a shotgun probably against Nick, so I would do first aid or dog tag. Or you could even just do straight up USB 7. Alright, yeah, I'll end it there. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.